You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio, on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe, and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remains a drug that's the high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you
Good morning. It's 9:07 on Lone Star Community Radio. We got Seal in the studio. Well, not physically, but he's singing for us. And you've got Mornings with Lone Star with Dick and Skippy.
I love there's so much leather in this music video.
Oh, right.
Because Seal's wearing a leather jacket, no shirt, with leather pants, and then you have Batman, who's swinging.
He's swinging all right. Oh, you mean swinging from a bat rope?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome, Mornings with Lone Star. So fun.
We are sponsored by Conroe Coffee, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, and Centurion Wealth Advisors. Thank you to all three of our amazing sponsors for
You're so amazing.
sponsoring. You're so amazing. Are you Seal amazing, though?
No one really knows.
Right?
No one really knows.
So, Seal did the music for, it was the first Batman, right? This was the end credits for number 1 or number 2.
Well, are you talking about post Tim Burton?
No, he was he did, this is the end song for one of the Tim Burton movies.
No, it's not. This is Batman either Returns, or whoever did the Riddler. Whatever one that one is.
That was...
Not Returns. I don't know why I said that. Yeah.
His Returns was 2. That had the Penguin and Catwoman.
Batman and Robin?
Was it? Oh, man. Well, that's the best part of that whole movie is the Seal song.
No, that's the Arnold Schwarzenegger version. Why are there so many?
Oh, there are too many, I know. And then they reboot them. So Lee Merriweather was recently interviewed. She was one of the Catwomen in the original...
TV show?
Yeah, the TV show.
Yeah.
Well, Julie Newmar was the original. And then when they did like the original Batman movie in 66, I think, Julie Newmar couldn't do it, so they got Lee Merriweather to do it. And then eventually Eartha Kitt also did it, which was a network first. Eartha Kitt being African-American. And in the 60s, being a sex symbol villainess in a like one of the most popular shows on the air was pretty awesome. But she was recently interviewed and talked about her days as Catwoman and just how much fun she had doing that movie with Cesar Romero as the Joker and Adam West. And it's funny because she said that Adam West, he had no illusions as to what the show was, but he approached it so seriously, wanting to give it his all. He knew it was a campy show, but he took it seriously. And I like that. I think that was cool.
Well, I think there are certain examples, like if you look at Sharknado, all those folks are just taking it real serious.
Well, here's the thing. After a while, the pressure's on, you got to make money. But it's a funny movie. We don't care. You got to make money. And I think the original Batman, they didn't care about the money so much. And, well, I was going to talk about this later, but kind of same thing. One of the models who's left the new Price is Right with Drew Carey, they interviewed her, and she was going on about how awesome Drew Carey is. Usually when someone leaves the show, it's like, backstage, he grabbed me in the hiney, or, he got drunk.
Yeah, today's world.
Exactly. And so I saw this headline. Price is Right model dishes on behind the scenes at Price is Right. And I'm like, yeah, salacious stuff I can talk about. And I was just so happy. I was dancing the Watusi in my head that Drew Carey's a gentleman. He puts those that work for him first. He takes care of them. It was good to hear. So in like 24 hours, I got 2 good stories of, the behind the scenes where they're like, yeah, he's cool. I like that. It's a refreshing break. Like, you pop.
Well, tomorrow it's going to be ruined by something.
Oh, well, I'm sure by later today it's going to be ruined by something too. But lots going on in the news. I can't wait to talk about all the headlines and maybe what's coming up this weekend and next week. And we're already a third of the way into January.
Yeah. I mean, there's been some big stuff so far, I would say. Kind of big. And the Academy Awards is next month. So that's kind of nice. And a lot of people, like I know the big story today was Seal.
Right. And that's why we chose our music. Seal kind of spanked Oprah Winfrey there a bit. Actually, there's a bit of a backlash going on. Seth MacFarlane, of all people, is jumping on the, I don't want to say anti-Winfrey bandwagon, but he's like,
it's just interesting that you definitely can put people into two groups. One who think Oprah Winfrey would be a good president, and one who thinks like no celebrity should be a president. But then again, we have a president that people love to say that he's a celebrity, and which is, I would say, it's like a half truth. Kind of, you know, he did other things too. I mean,
he's a showman. I mean, yeah, he's a celebrity, but he's a lot like P.T. Barnum. He's a showman first. He's about the glitz and the brand, and that's his presidency is being run just like a company. It's like the Trump presidency. I'm amazed he hasn't named it the Trump White House. You know, like Trump Tower.
So funny.
Just put the big T on the side, painted on the side or on the helicopter. Because that's what
it is. It's still surreal that we're living in a world that he's president.
Well, did you see the movie?
I'm still kind of taken back by it. Occasionally, probably like once a month, there's something that comes across, just like either the imagery or the fact that this conversation's happening. It's like, man, what is going on right now? I feel like this is just, and I'm in an alternative universe.
Maybe the Matrix is slightly off kilter and they're trying to reprogram it. Did you ever see the movie? I think it was called Man of the Year or Man of the Century with Robin Williams.
I know you're talking about.
He plays basically a Jon Stewart character, a late night comedy show host. And it starts off as a funny movie and then it becomes like this espionage thriller. Through a computer glitch, he becomes president.
Okay.
The voting software has a glitch that makes him win. And so the first half of the movie is the world dealing with a comedian being the president. And he's actually, you know, getting stuff done. But then it takes this really weird turn where people start getting killed because they know about the computer glitch and the company's trying to hush it up. But I loved the ending on it when Robin Williams' character, the president, is presented with proof that he didn't really win. It was a glitch. He steps down. You know, he gives it to the vice president. They have a special election, and he does the right thing. I feel like
that's a coup then, because they probably did the glitch so the vice president become president.
Wow, yeah, you really added something into that.
I feel like that's an easy way to do it. Put the commotion and drama and area on somebody else, and then it's just kind of like, what's the right thing to do?
What's the right thing?
If anything, the right thing is just get everyone out and revote. Because I mean, if you have
they do hold a special election. I think he immediately steps down to give it to the vice president while they hold a special election, and that's what makes him become the man of the century for Time magazine, because he does the right thing. And it was a cool movie, but we're kind of living it. I remember in this movie when the news anchors are realizing that this comedian has won, the shock on their face. America, apparently, our president is now a comedian, and you can see the disgust. And I'm flashing, you know, to a different time frame where CNN, they need their safe rooms. Oh, I'm gonna die.
I just can't imagine working in a 24-hour news atmosphere. Because I feel like anything within 24 hours, it's kind of like nothing's true. I wonder what it would be like before, like in the 1930s and 40s, when newspapers were it. Like, that is the way to get the most current information. I wonder how long it took them on average to do a report.
Well, you know, the editor would always say, I give you 24 hours, kid. The reporter would always ask for 48. But yeah, boy, I'm in movie mode today. Did you see the movie called The Paper with Michael Keaton?
Yes, when he was, I remember he was like an editor at some lower end New York paper, and then like the Washington or somebody wants him. The New York Times. I forgot who it was.
Yeah, the New York Sentinel, which is, and Spalding Gray plays the editor of that.
But he's somehow playing both sides. I remember that. Like, that was kind of.
Well, he goes in for a job interview and realizes he doesn't want to work there, and he sees something on the editor's desk, like a scoop, and so he kind of steals the scoop. But it literally is a 24-hour from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. the next morning of life in this newsroom. That is pretty funny.
Well, I mean, I especially going through transitions, because I know in certain fields there are big transitions, and like the old guard leaves. And I want to imagine, or I hope there's an interview with the folks who used to be journalists, 20 years ago who were in their prime 20 years ago, 30 years ago, are now kind of on their way out, and what they feel about how the atmosphere works. Because, there's constant reports, there's constant, things saying like, oh, there's a man behind the curtain over there at the Washington Post. And like, there's definitely a mentality of, hey, let's hate this person. Let's side on this side of the topic, and let's just keep pushing until like it blows up or it just disappears.
Right. Yeah. The heads of a lot of the media conglomerates are an individual who have an agenda.
Well, I've never been in a place where you could have so much hate or respect just depending on who you support, and depends on who you talk to. Like I know we used to have a little bit of that. It's similar to like if you're an Aggie. If you're an Aggie and you're another Aggie, like it is constant respect, like no matter what. Right. It's really weird to me. Like I asked my brother's an Aggie, and I go, what would you do if there's like, I bet they do now, if Texas A&M offers like an online course, and so you never actually go to College Station ever, would they still be considered Aggies? Because I thought like a lot of the Aggies tradition has to do with the experience and like, the college life there, because they've been doing the same thing for, I don't know, 100 years or something like that, like tradition wise. Right. Besides the bonfire. And then, do they do the bonfire anymore? Did they bring that back?
They brought it back, finally. It took a few years, obviously, I think back in the 90s.
It took like a decade.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
a couple decades.
It took a while.
But no, and it's kind of funny today. It's like, especially being in Texas, it's not as, apparent, but like, you listen to the folks in Hollywood and over in California and being in those really blue states, like you'll get spit on, I bet. I bet there's some weird things if you get caught in the middle of like, oh, I didn't mean to say that. I didn't, how many times has a person in today's society and a celebrity had to apologize for something they said that you took it wrong because I wasn't trying to say I support Trump or something like that.
Well, yeah, that seems the thing. I'm a Republican. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm a Republican. That kind of thing.
I imagine that's what happened to Seth MacFarlane, because if you read what he said, he basically said anybody that's a celebrity shouldn't be focused into that position because we don't understand what that position is, and they clearly don't. So he wasn't saying Oprah Winfrey should not. He said celebrities.
Right, and that's what he's kind of calling out is that for almost 2 years now, the outcry from one segment of society has been a non-politician has no business being, a TV star has no business being in the White House. But one speech at the Golden Globes, and we're going to forget what we've been saying for the last 2 years, and we're going to push for it. It's either they're both right or they're both wrong.
Yeah. Does that make sense? It's not even that, but it's like we say you're both right or both wrong, but are we talking about the same people saying the same thing?
Well, you'll have
you have a group of people who side with, like, say, the Democratic. Everyone, I always get really weary when people are like, oh, the Democrat said this. I'm like, you mean like a group of them?
Right.
Not all of them?
Right, because exactly, not everyone can be painted with that.
I think the only thing they've ever agreed on is have Israel be the capital, or Jerusalem to be the capital.
Democrats?
Well, I think they all voted on it 20 years ago.
Everybody did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's like the only thing I can think of top of my head.
The second the president finally says, okay, you know what, it was made law 22 years ago. We're gonna finally recognize it. But yeah, for the last couple of years, I've had many friends who are on, one side of the political spectrum, just anti, no one a talk show host should not be in the White House.
I was thinking the other day, parodies are really, every 4 years, 5 years, there's always a big parody movie. And the Wayans brothers or Wayans brothers always. So I was joking with my friend. He saw a advanced screen of The Phantom Thread. And I'm a big fan of Paul Thomas Anderson. He's a director. I always enjoy like the world he creates in his movies. It's really cool, and his movies flow really well. And I was like, I can't wait till the Wayans brothers make a parody of a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. And he was like, what? I was like, I don't know how they do it, but they could do it. But also, I want to see a parody of the election, because I know there's a couple movies out there that make fun of the election cycle. But most importantly, I really want to have those funny interviews of somebody transitioning over to like the side of Trump or against Trump. Like, I was a Trump supporter for 2 years, and then it changed. Then things changed. And then
that would be a good movie.
I think it'd be fun. I think you could have some funny dialogue in those interviews about why he changed.
When we come back, we'll talk about Bob Roberts.
Who's Bob Roberts?
It's a great movie.
Okay. Well, you're listening to Mornings of Lone Star here at irlonestar.com worldwide. And, of course, locally here on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's 9:22. Special thanks to our sponsors, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, Conroe Coffee, and Centurion Wealth Advisors. We're going to listen to a quick, short, sponsored break from them, and then we'll be back with more Mornings and Lone Star, so stick around.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002. Offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
Centurion Wealth Advisors is a veteran-owned business that focuses on building and preserving our clients' wealth while guiding them to achieve their financial goals. This is where your concerns get addressed and help you start to breathe easier. Discover us in downtown Conroe, Texas. Visit our website at centurionwa.net or reach us by phone at 936-756-1974. Centurion Wealth Advisors. Now let's get your financial house in order.
Hey, we're back. It's already 9:24. Next time we take a break, it's going to be to play some music.
Yeah.
We are sponsored, Dick and Skippy and Lone Star Mornings with Conroe Coffee, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, and Centurion Wealth Advisors. We appreciate you guys.
You know what it is?
What is it? What it is?
I'm thinking Batman is somewhat of a curse if you're a famous actor or actress, because if you think about all the Batman movies that have come out, they're looked at like as a joke. So think about Val Kilmer. Think about George Clooney's Batman.
Well, even George Clooney said, "Don't watch this movie."
Yeah, I mean, like, it's odd that actors like that who are good actors are in such a horrible movie. My favorite is you could listen to Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey talks about Tommy Lee Jones, and apparently Tommy Lee Jones has a huge ego.
Yes,
and so they were talking about the movie when he played the Joker or played the Riddler, and
Tommy Lee Jones played Two-Face.
Two-Face, and he said it was really weird because when we go on set, like, you know, the way my character is written, he's very theatrical and he's just kind of all over the place. But like Harvey Dent's more cynical, dark. But for some reason, when we go on set and do our scenes, it was almost like he was trying to out crazy me.
Yeah, it's. I think Tommy Lee Jones, who does have a ginormous ego and a bad attitude, I think he's like he saw Jack Nicholson in the first movie. He's like, I'm going to out Nicholson because Two-Face is not he's not crazy like that. But Tommy Lee Jones played Two-Face as like the Riddler, and you can tell that he's almost trying to outdo, as you said, outdo Jim Carrey. Like, yeah, you can bring it, I can bring it. I mean, I'll look good in a skin tight onesie, but I'll bring the cray cray.
Well, one thing I wish in the Batman universe is somehow Christopher Nolan had all the time in the world, and he could just make every chapter of Batman. Like somehow every movie has a villain. Because I really, like, when I see him, I was like, I wonder what this person would look like in his movie. Mm-hmm. You know, if that makes sense. Like, who would the Riddler look like in his
Scarecrow was really good.
But he was only in the movie for, 30 minutes total for both sides, for the first one and the third one. Mm-hmm. So I really wish there was more.
That's why I like the show Gotham so much, because it's the long game. I mean, they start off with this kid who I don't know if they like DNA tested this actor's parents, but the young kid they got to play Bruce Wayne, he's growing up, and you can see that this kid will one day be Batman. He's looking pretty good.
Yeah, and like that kind of I guess that kind of discipline in doing a movie like that or a show like that, and trying to keep consistent and pleasing these nerds, because I mean that's really who you're going up against. And it's funny that people realize nerds spend money. I think it took them about 40 years to realize that, because Star Trek really to me, if I went to a Star Trek convention and I'm a money guy, like I want to do movies and stuff, I'd be like, all right, well, clearly this is successful because there's this many people here who want to take their Saturdays, dress up, and come to this panel for 7 hours and just hang out. So,
right.
I mean, it is kind of astonishing, the fans.
Well, it didn't exist until I think the Star Trek convention started, and they're like, whoa, people not only watching, but they're paying money for this.
And I have a prediction that the Black Panther movie that's coming out in a couple months is going to bring a whole new set of fans. Because the people who are involved in that movie are pretty good. Like the soundtrack's by a rapper, and then all the actors in it are great actors. In fact, I actually like the villain. He's the guy who's in Creed.
Okay.
You ever seen Creed yet? The newer Creed?
I have not seen Creed yet.
Yeah, it's like, let me look up his name. He plays the villain in it, and it is played by Michael B. Jordan. I knew his name was kind of familiar.
Okay.
But he's a phenomenal actor, and I was like, man, he's playing a bad guy. That stinks, because I mean, he's probably going to die or something. But it looks. Have you seen the trailer for?
I did.
Black Panther?
It looked pretty good.
It looks cool. I know. Actually, the only question I have for this movie, and I hope John's listening from JJ from Centurion, because we were talking about this the other day. In the trailer is a man with one of those African tribe lip rings, but it's like, how like the bigger it is, the more respect or more, discipline that person is in the tribe. I'm like, how's this guy going to talk in the movie? Because I can't imagine
like
if
Bubba Gump.
Well, yeah, if you have your lower lip completely stretched out with the size of like a saucer plate, that you put your teacup on, and I'm like, how's this guy going to talk in the show? Like, how's this going to work? Because it'd be really funny. They have this real serious dialogue, like, I'm the king. No, I'm the king. And all of a sudden it's like, you both are the king. And
hey, like old Weird Harold from the Cosby days. All right, can you imagine this guy, the village elder, to become Black Panther? They'd have to... You're a Black Panther. No, I'm not. How can you tell?
We had to modify the mask.
Yeah. Your mask is sticking out. I'd always wanted, like, one of the superheroes to have like a physical, I don't want to say a flaw, but like missing a front tooth or something let's say someone knocks out Batman's front tooth permanently. And so Bruce Wayne's got to go around trying to hide the fact that he doesn't have a front tooth anymore.
Well, I mean, there's certain, like, Wade from Deadpool, like he looks like he's burnt to a crisp. He's kind of obvious who he is if he didn't have his mask on.
Right. But I'm saying with secret identity.
Okay.
Let's say,
like a missed finger.
Yeah. Let's say a bad guy carved a mohawk into Superman, shaved his mohawk into Superman's head. And Clark Kent has to find ways to hide the mohawk where people go, hey, you got a mohawk. And I remember for a while with the around the death of Superman days, when he came back, apparently his hair had grown. So Superman had long flowing hair, like down to his shoulders. And so this is the time where Clark Kent decided to have a...
You mean when not Sean Connery, sorry. I just went blank, sorry.
Okay.
Who's in The Rock? The movie The Rock?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage was going to be Superman?
Well, that's the thing, is he had long hair too, because in the comics, Superman had this long hair, and so Clark Kent starts wearing a ponytail. And no one gets it. They're like, hey, wait. Oh, you can't be Superman because he doesn't wear his hair in a ponytail like you do. Never mind.
Well, I'm telling you, this Black Panther movie is going to be really cool. I'm excited. I'm actually might go see it in the theater.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Now, with or without a free pass to the cinema?
Regardless, I think
you would pay for it?
I would pay for it.
You would pay for it?
I kept reading more and more about the crew and like who's doing it. And Ryan Coogler, who's directing, I really like Creed. And I liked Fruitvale Station, which also has Michael B. Jordan. I think he's like only directed Michael B. Jordan movies, but he's a good new director, and that's one thing I like about these side Marvel movies is they're basically going, hey, it's kind of like it's similar to Star Wars where they're like, hey, you're a new director, you have a vision, let's just see what you can do. Because to me, they're a lot better than the stereotypical directors, like kind of like I would say Steven Spielberg. Like Steven Spielberg, he makes good movies, but like you kind of get his stick after 40 years of seeing like the Post movie. I bet the movie's well acted, well produced, but it's not anything phenomenal. And that's one thing I'm looking for, something that's a little different to make it to the next step. Gotcha. And Andy Serkis is in this too, but he actually plays a human being in this movie. And how's
he gonna do it?
He looks great. No, he was in the Marvel universe already. Mm-hmm. He plays Claw. If you look up Klaw in the comics, but he gets his arm chopped off by Ultron. If you remember that scene where he was sneaking out the metal that Ultron's looking for. I don't know if anyone even saw that movie, the Avengers Ultron, Age of Ultron or whatever.
I'm sure
it was the second Avengers movie. But yeah, he gets his arm clean cut off by him. But he's in this movie and he looks great. He looks crazy and it's gonna be good. I mean, I
enjoy watching Serkis play. Be a human where it's not. CGI.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. Like he'll never. They had a ruling where they won't let his character's CGI be nominated in like the Academy Awards and stuff because of some technicality.
I can see that. Did you see the first time he won? I think it was like an MTV Movie Award where he accepts it, but then Gollum comes and steals it from him, and they have this argument.
Well, at least they're having fun with it, but
yeah,
it's just funny that they don't recognize him as he can't be up for Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor as Gollum.
Pity, because he's first off to hide behind CGI takes a lot of talent. Secondly, he's a good actor. I saw this British TV show called MI5 where he played this rock star, like a long-haired, drug-fueled rock star. And it took me like 45 minutes to go, I know this guy. I've seen him before. And it finally clicked near the end. Oh, my God, that's Andy Serkis. And he was awesome. He was great in it.
I'm telling you, it's crazy.
Black Panther for Dick coming up.
So I'm excited.
When's it coming out?
It's I believe it's coming out February 16th.
Okay.
So I'm going to check it out.
Cool.
But yeah, well, we got to take a quick break.
Okay, take a long break. Play some music.
Yeah, we're going to take a music break, folks. Stick around. If you have a song request or anything, we're on Facebook, folks, Mornings Lone Star. Just look up Mornings Lone Star or call in, leave a message, 936-647-3776. More headline news coming up, and then we're also going to talk about local stuff. I know the voting thing's going to be kicking off real hard in the next month. So that's happening here in Montgomery County. What's happening in your world? Let us know. Mornings Lone Star on Facebook. We'll be back after a couple songs.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
Centurion Wealth Advisors is a veteran-owned business that focuses on building and preserving our clients' wealth while guiding them to achieve their financial goals. This is where your concerns get addressed and help you start to breathe easier. Discover us in downtown Conroe, Texas. Visit our website at centurionwa.net or reach us by phone at 936-756-1974. Centurion Wealth Advisors. Now let's get your financial house in order.
Dick and I swaying to the groove.
On the groove.
To the groove with Seal. On Mornings with Lone Star. I got that cool DJ voice, you're listening to Seal. Hey,
Cool.
And I'll go back to the real voice. Hey, it's 9:43. And we are jamming to it. Dick and I have been having some great conversations off the air as well as on the air.
Usually happens.
Yeah, right. It's like we forget, oh, yeah, commercials coming up. I guess we should actually put our headphones back on. But we get lots talking about. And sometimes I forget, did we say this on the air or off the air? But one thing I've noticed, this whole like SEAL backlash on Oprah, and we're talking about what's probably going to happen with the upcoming Oscars. And Chelsey Handler, if you haven't heard, she's under a lot of fire from both sides for tweeting something pretty darn vulgar to Senator Lindsey Graham. And it was a dumb tweet. It was almost like a drunk tweet, but she's getting a huge backlash. And Dick, correct me if I'm wrong, could it be that reasoning is starting to rear its ugly head on both sides of the aisle? That people are going, wait a sec.
You know, I had a conversation with Holly about this because she said, "Hey, did you see Oprah's speech?" And I was, and I go, "Yeah, I did." I found it kind of funny that it took someone like Oprah to say something like that. But then again, she's been part of the establishment, quote, for a long time, so she clearly knew, she had an idea.
And I'm being lambasted by friends saying, "Oh, how dare you blame a woman who?"
And I'm thinking, well, I mean, because it's just kind of, it's weird to hear reports of everybody saying everybody knew at some extent of what was happening. Like they even did an interview with one of his assistants, and she said like she knew. And this is what the worst thing about it is, it's going to take like 5 years to really cool down because no one really has the gauge of what is wrong, what is right. Like the gauge is now off the charts. Like no one really knows who's at fault, if it's really wrong. Because I said this to Holly. I got in big trouble with her. I was like, it's kind of strange to me that a culture like Hollywood allowed it because that was just the norm. Like that is how I imagine a person trying to get a job. They have a choice. They can either work really hard, work with the right people, go through the woods of Hollywood. The hard way, the
easy way, yeah.
And then there's always opportunities for some idiot, some dirtbag person saying, "Hey, if you want to get this part, there is something you can do." Hint, hint. And
there's a reason why it's a cliche because
it's true.
It's true.
And it's probably rampant in all that in any type of media field. Like you got to do favors for people, and those favors are all over the place. So either you go get my coffee for a year, or you do a Harvey Weinstein, and now it's
no other industry has the phrase casting couch. It's called that for a reason. No other industry has that.
Yeah, and I was just sitting there thinking about it when we were having this conversation with her, and I was like, there's at least one person out of this whole deal who's benefited from what they did with Harvey Weinstein. Mm-hmm. And I bet in their mind like, oh, it's wrong, but they're not gonna look at it like I'm gonna come out and confess because they might have an Oscar or something, and it's because of that.
That's why I loved Salma Hayek's her article, her narrative, right? Yeah. Her article, because there was a lot of self-loathing in where she said, "I knew what was going on, I knew what I was doing, but I knew it was the only way I was be able to get to where I was."
Yeah. And I kind of countered on Holly. I was like, in society, and especially in the work world or in a competitive world, any situation, people decide to cheat. Like, for example, the baseball players, they do drugs. Like, the
Bernie Madoffs, the A-Rods, or whoever.
People are always encountering these situations, and you always have a choice. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really what's important. We kind of been hitting on that with the sexual harassment. It's like people have a choice. And one thing I hope that comes out from this world of outing people is there's a right way to do it. And the right way is to go to the police, or if you really want to be the undercover agent, get some proof, and then move forward with it.
And then don't go to the Washington Post.
Yeah, or what would that?
Go to anyone but.
Well, you do like every other movie. You send it to everybody.
Right.
That's what you do, because you're not looking for the scoop. You're literally just trying to get the word out. So you just.
Good point.
Yeah, and I was telling her, I was like, it's great because she said from an experience, and unfortunately Holly's experienced those kind of scenarios. And I said to her, I was like, some people just need something to help them get over it. And maybe this is for some people, especially women, this is helping them get over what happened, mm-hmm. which is more power to them because, everyone's kind of looking for that thing to help them move on. But at the end, I said, I go at the root of it, she's probably not the best person to encourage that kind of like change because she's been part of it.
She's been part of it. And it's going to sound funny and probably come out sounding all wrong. She is a black female version of Donald Trump. From relatively humble beginnings, hard work, built an empire.
Humble. I imagine she was not as wealthy as Trump when he.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you know, worked through it. He memory serves.
Well, they both worked.
Yeah,
basically they
worked for it and became empire builders, I guess I should say. And Trump took over like the Wall Street, the real estate world is pretty much his domain, and the entertainment world is Oprah's.
Yeah.
And you know, my enlightened discussion with a particular friend of mine who's.
Well, I would argue that unfortunately for Oprah, is her demographic is dying. Because you talk to any 14-year-old, they might have an idea who Oprah is. You talk to any 25-year-old who used to be 25 to 40 was like the it age for Oprah fans. Because either you're a stay-at-home mom or you, mainly stay-at-home moms because that's when she was on TV for the longest, right? During like at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock, right before you go pick up the kids. And those people aren't paying attention to Oprah anymore.
Right. And then the people my age, the older than that, remember the early days when she was a Chicago reporter, and basically every early Oprah show was about weight loss. That was early Oprah.
And she has her channel now, but I don't know how successful that channel is.
She got a channel, O Magazine, O Network.
I don't know how successful those things.
Probably successful.
Because I don't know anybody personally that has any of those subscriptions or anything like that. But there might be a whole nother group I'm unaware of.
Well, I think we know the demographic of Dick's friends.
Well,
I get your point.
Even my mom, I mean, if you ask my mother, she's like, yeah, I used to watch Oprah when she was on TV during the day or whenever, but it was only when she had something interesting going on.
Right.
Because that's what would happen with her show is she would have this huge PR stuff about, you know, I'm interviewing this major actor or like this new story. And it was a different format for journalism because it actually had a little bit longer take on it instead of just 2 minutes on CNN and then it has a little ticker at the bottom.
Exactly. And, where was I going with it earlier? No, I was starting to talk about, I can't remember. Seth MacFarlane. We were talking about the reasoning hitting both sides. Seth MacFarlane is you know, the guy that created Family Guy and Orville and stuff. He's pretty staunchly liberal, but even he is saying to put a talk show host up against a reality show host for the presidency demeans demeans everything. It's basically everything that's wrong with America. He's calling both sides out. And quite logically as well, he's using his brains. The gut-wrenching, gut-reacting, blank the president, you know, that's been going on for so long that I've kind of been harping about, as, you know, now again with Chelsey Handler with her latest tweet, all sides are like, wait, too far. You know, finally you stepped over the line with this one. And I think there's going to be some substantial backlash on that. Because it takes a lot of strength to keep such hatred going. And there seems to be outright hatred from some people on the current administration. And with the previous administration, there was a class who maintained hatred against President Obama as well. So, you know, this does go both ways. You got some people who just can't see anything good that this president may do or even view that person as a human. But the ferocity of this hatred is a lot more widespread. You know, those who hated Obama, well, they tended to wear white sheets or something like that, you know, or were fringe. Here, I don't think any president has been such under a microscope of animosity from like moment one. The entire president, every day is just this relentless.
Yeah.
He's a poopy head here, he's a poopy head there. And
well, that's one thing I love about, you know, 10 years from now, if anyone does get arrested, if he does get impeached or anything like that, it's going to be something that's so unexpected. I feel like it's going to be a technicality on something where it's not his, what do you call it? Kind of like how Hillary Clinton how she got off of the thing where she didn't intend to do it. If that makes sense. Like, I feel like that's what's going to happen to him. It's like he didn't intend to do it, but law's the law, and unfortunately, that's what happens.
Well, that's the thing. That's how Hillary got off. It's when Sessions was going on and on about she did this. This is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is illegal. And everyone's like, okay, good. You know, he's about to announce her arrest, and they say like, so even though there was gross negligence, which is actually a legal term. I don't think she meant to do it, so we're not, you know.
It's pretty phenomenal, too, to have that kind of, it sways on.
In another 5 years, we're going to find out that something happened. He was paid off, or had a gun held to his head and said, you will say this or else.
Yeah.
And it's funny how soon enough in history, you find out and people can deal with it. Pearl Harbor, for years, the rumor was that the president let it happen. That was the only way to get America in World War II, and he knew it. And so there were reports that he knew it was coming and no one was warned. Horrible, horrible thing. But as a result, we're not all speaking German or Japanese. You can't second guess it. And same thing here. I think down the line, we're going to find out a lot of bad stuff, maybe on both sides.
Well, my biggest fear about it is something does go down is the power vacuum. And it's just like, especially if Trump gets impeached, like what do you see or foresee if that happened?
If Trump ever got impeached, first off, the impeachment process would take so long that his presidency would be up anyways. Pence would get it. If someone took out Pence, then it would be
Speaker of the House. I bet more of the whole movement. I would consider this a movement, the whole thing.
You'd have to,
like not saying like for the right of the people or anything like that, but it's more of the dialogue that takes place every day.
It would depend
for
on
the
the
next
impeachment.
4 years.
It would truly depend on the reasoning for the impeachment.
And business would go on as usual, too, on the back end.
It would. If he were impeached, let's say, I don't know, there's a smoking gun that just proves conclusively there was collusion with the Russians. But this is what's funny. The Steve Bannon book, I've been hearing more and more about the book about Steve Bannon. He didn't actually write it. It was the Michael, I forget the guy's name. This was the Fire and Fury book, which I wondered why it's taken so long, because apparently the book was originally supposed to be about the first 100 days of the Trump presidency. And of course, we're 3 times past that now. And I'm wondering why did it take so long to get this book to the shelves? And something and I'll be quick and we can talk about it when we get back. But he's saying that his whole book says that Trump didn't want to be president. He's just mortified at the thought, and that when he was elected, and people are like, yeah, see? Then why would he collude with the Russians to get the presidency? We'll answer that when we come back.
Well, I like my favorite term of all this kind of stuff is the mental gymnastics people perform to like try to find what they think's right. Mm-hmm. So that's fun. You're listening to Mornings Lone Star, 9:55 here on irlonestar.com. We're going to take a short sponsor break. Say a special thanks to who? Our sponsors, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, Conroe Coffee, and Centurion Wealth Advisors, folks. 9:55. We'll be back.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
Centurion Wealth Advisors is a veteran-owned business that focuses on building and preserving our clients' wealth while guiding them to achieve their financial goals. This is where your concerns get addressed and help you start to breathe easier. Discover us in downtown Conroe, Texas. Visit our website at centurionwa.net or reach us by phone at 936-756-1974. Centurion Wealth Advisors. Now let's get your financial house in order.
We're already back from our short break. Next break will be longer and playing some music. It's already 9:57 on Thursday, January the 11th. Where the heck is this year going? Holy cow, I cannot believe how quick it is. This an age thing, Dick? It seems that as every year I get older, the years just kind of start snowballing. Or is it happening for young whippersnappers like you, too?
Well, I think it's what you do with your time.
Ah, there we go. I truly don't have enough hours in the day, and unfortunately, I don't have youth on my side to stay pull all nighters like I used to.
You ask, well, who's the guy who painted the Sistine Chapel? Is that Michelangelo?
Very good.
So I would like to ask him that question.
Oh yeah.
How did time pass for you?
Very slow.
And then either it's really slow or really fast because he's like, oh, I'm finished. Whoa, I only did one thing for the past.
Right.
How long did it take him to paint that?
A lot. I think like 16 years, something like that.
That's the real question you ask those guys. They can answer that a little better.
Hey, it looks like we're gonna have some rain today. Gonna get up to the 70s though. It's gonna be one of those warm, muggy days. But
then it's gonna go all the way down to 30 over the weekend. So I'm really excited about that.
A low of 28 on Saturday night. Holy cow! But yeah, it looks like for a good portion of the day, we got at least between a 30 to 70% chance of showers. So bring your brollies. Do they call them that in America?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Umbrella. Umbrella. They call brollies in England.
Okay. I like how you you have like two cultures to the outside your U.S. culture. You have the English and the Japanese cultures.
I know, right?
That kind of like interwoven. So I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
What the hey? I don't know.
East or West, pick one.
but so once again, Dick and I talking off the air about what? Let's say Trump were impeached on something, and honestly, people, if you want to call in to the message line at 936-647-3776 or hit us up on Facebook.
Leave a message.
Yeah, leave a message.
Leave a message.
Don't just wait for the beep and hang up.
This isn't a live deal. People are getting confused on that.
We don't trust you.
And there's a Facebook message at Mornings with Lone Star.
And let us know, because Dick was asking, well, what if Trump were to get impeached? And my response is, for what? I mean, literally, I can't think of anything right now. The only thing that he could get impeached for is lying to Congress, but he hasn't talked to Congress yet to lie to them. So it's something he would have to do. And if you notice, when Clinton was impeached, literally nothing happened to him or his presidency or his agenda, and the impeachment was eventually overturned. So, but Dick said, if Trump were impeached, what would happen to the power vacuum? And I think things would just go along kind of business as usual. By the way, just 10 o'clock on the dot. Let me let you know the Rodeo Houston tickets are now on sale this very minute. So if you've been waiting to don't think about getting Garth Brooks tickets because those are long gone. But start buying your tickets now. They're probably all sold out by the time the sentence will finish. But so if you have any ideas of what Trump could be impeached for, or if you think what would happen if he were impeached, there's the process, a system in place. Pence would become the president, or failing him, if for some reason he couldn't or wouldn't, then it would go to Speaker of the House, Ryan. And, it goes down the list. If you ever saw Battlestar Galactica, the Secretary of Education got the presidency because the Cylons wiped out everyone else.
Well, I guess it's more of, you think about, sorry, let me step back.
Mm-hmm.
So people a lot like to say, Donald Trump is dismantling the Obama administration or his executive orders, basically, not like the actual stuff he said and stuff with it. He's, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, so say 10 years down the road, 4 years down the road, whatever time it is, do you think someone would actually tear down the wall?
Yes, but it's
like Berlin style.
Yes. I can see in 50 years some foreign power, the British Prime Minister or something saying, President Schwarzenegger, tear down that wall. And that's the funny thing. Trump is putting so much on the wall. I really think the wall's an analogy, but he's putting so much. No, the wall's a deal breaker. And
well, even if it's an analogy, then it can be. There's another side to it, depending on who's in charge, because you can say this wall represents a division.
Exactly, and this is the one thing about one of the many things about Trump I don't get. He's not dumb. He's in real estate. He knows that a fence. If you're building a mansion, if you build a 10-foot wall around your mansion, a bad guy's going to bring an 11-foot ladder.
Yeah, but I would argue though, is if you do build a wall around your mansion, it's less likely somebody's going to come over the wall in the amount of no wall at all.
Oh no, I agree. There needs to be something, and there's no manpower. But so if you have a 10-foot wall around your mansion,
it's kind of like when you build your house. Build a house, you need at least 3 to 4 doors until you get to your room. That way, you have more time to react if somebody's trying to murder you. You do. You put up cameras. You hire extra security. You get a dog. You supplement the 10-foot wall. So instead of a 20-foot wall or 18-foot wall, what it has,
Have a 10-foot.
Well, what they need to do is they just need to go like is it East Indy Trading Company with the pirates hanging? You just hang some pirates. And it says no pirates allowed. And then people were like, oh man,
that'll do it.
This was just getting a little out of hand. But I'm just kidding. We don't need to do that. But,
welcome to El Paso, and just have people hanging off the signs. That would be bad.
Yeah, why don't we ever go back to the 1400s anymore?
Yeah, right.
Where heads are on pikes and all that kind of stuff. Or was that 1600? When were heads on pikes? When was that a deal?
Vlad the Impaler in the 11th century.
So it's 11th century. So that was the norm.
That was the thing. Well, it's funny you should mention that, because in my failed presidential campaign, well, I didn't fail so much as I tied for third, but I pointed out, like with cruel and unusual punishment.
Okay.
That people going, oh, it's cable TV cruel and unusual punishment. We have no idea what the forefathers meant by cruel and unusual punishment. And I have to disagree with that, because at the time the framers signed, the amendments, like what is cruel and unusual punishment?
Yes.
I think isn't that the Fourth Amendment? I believe that's the fourth, but fourth or sixth. But at that time, the proper form of punishment included tarring and feathering and public stockades. So
it's the fourth is the warrant one.
Okay.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I think so. That you have to have due process, and I think cruel and unusual.
You're allowed to be secure in their person's house, papers, and effects against unreasonable search and seizures shall not be violated.
Do a search on amendment cruel unusual punishment, and that should pop it up. But at that time that it was written, tarring and feathering was allowed. So that wasn't viewed as cruel.
That's the
Eighth Amendment. Thank you. So when the framers signed the Eighth Amendment, and this is still in the 1700s, I believe, late 1700s, tarring and feathering was allowed. Public stockades were allowed. Firing squads were allowed. This was not considered cruel and unusual. This was considered punishment. Therefore, we know exactly what was on their mind when so let's tar and feather some people. Let's bring back the firing squads.
It's just,
if it was good enough for the forefathers. But here's the thing: on both sides,
it's good enough for this.
It was good enough for Ben Franklin. But that's the thing: both sides are trying to say, well, they never intended, church and state or this and that. Well, if you're gonna, let's take it back to the source. What did they believe in at that moment in time when they wrote it? And there you go.
Well, that's one thing I wish. Another parody movie idea I had is a time traveling movie, but you can only go back in time. And my idea is every time they go back to a certain time, the line they always have to say, well, I didn't know it was going to be like this. And so because you could always, everyone sees it through rose colored glasses. Is that what it is? But then when you actually experience the rawness of the past and how we as a people have keep redefining.
Well, guys, toothpaste and deodorant wasn't really fully used until like between the 30s and the 60s, 19s. So anything before that, I mean, the stench and the teeth just alone would go, whoa, I did not realize that it smelled this bad. So that's why I loved Quantum Leap. Every time you go back in time, you go, oh boy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think it'd be really funny to just put things in perspective. And that's one thing I love about history classes, especially if you have a good professor, a good teacher at all ages. I mean, I think it was like third grade when I had a teacher that really he gave the perspective history teaching. So it's like, let's change it. Let's change your perspective on this thing when we're talking about, the Civil War and things like that. But
yeah, I told you, taking an 18th century history lesson in England, their version of the American Revolution a little different from ours.
Yeah. But I think we can all agree. That's what's so funny about the Texas Revolution is there certain parts of Mexico that's considered, that's what really happened. Because everyone was fighting together. So American Revolution, though, different story.
Different story altogether. But yeah, let's get that time machine and go back in time so we can
imagine.
I did not realize it would be like
Can you imagine doing like French history in France, like just the chaos?
Oh yeah,
that went through that country for 2,000 years.
Yeah, like anti-monarchy, pro-monarchy. Same thing with Russia. With the Bolshevik Revolution.
Well, I feel like Russia's so big that there are certain parts of Russia that they took over and they back and forth. Like
St. Petersburg and
I think
Moscow.
Realistically, if you look at a map of Russia, parts of Russia don't think they're Russian. They don't regard themselves as Russian.
Oh, especially Far East, where it kind of mixes with China.
Yeah.
There's no clear border like Mexico and America. Where you're Chinese and I'm no. There's a lot of societal cohabitation going on. a very blurred line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should get a historian on. That'd be cool.
Let's do that. Let's get a historian.
That'd be cool.
Let's get Dr. Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap on.
You're listening to Mornings Lone Star. We got to transfer over to a couple songs. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves this morning. It is a little gross.
It's gross outside, but it's grosser in here. So get grosser with us. Yeah, it's two guys here shooting the bull.
I smell pretty good.
I did not know it would be like this.
10:08 here at Mornings Lone Star. Special shout out to our sponsors: Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, Conroe Coffee, and Centurion Wealth Advisors. You're listening to Mornings Lone Star. We'll be back after a couple songs.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
Centurion Wealth Advisors is a veteran-owned business that focuses on building and preserving our clients' wealth while guiding them to achieve their financial goals. This is where your concerns get addressed and help you start to breathe easier. Discover us in downtown Conroe, Texas. Visit our website at centurionwa.net or reach us by phone at 936-756-1974. Centurion Wealth Advisors. Now let's get your financial house in order.
Hey, we're back. It's 10:18 on Mornings with Lone Star with Skippy and Dick. I rotated at that time just to see how it felt. It didn't feel good. It needs to be Dick and Skippy. It flows easier off the tongue.
Oh, shoot.
I will keep talking to cover the loss of music. It's 60-something degrees outside, still overcast, but hey, it's warm and toasty in our studio. We are fortified by Conroe Coffee. We're looking around a clean studio provided by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, and the money I don't have yet will one day be safe in the hands of Centurion Wealth Advisors. Thanks to all three of them for being our sponsors. We appreciate it. Hey.
Okay, let's change the topic a little bit.
Okay.
Everyone take a breath. It's going to be okay today, guys.
Find your Zen happy place.
It's going to be okay today. Okay, so I was reading Walmart, we're talking about the economy changing and people are, I don't know, they make the official statement, we're giving our people bonuses, we're raising minimum wage, all this kind of stuff. It's happening to Walmart, and Walmart announced it, but, it made me think about the robots.
Okay.
About, that's like the constant fear for the past 3 to 5 years. It's like, the minimum wage workers are going to get replaced by robots. And, I feel like, I don't know what the famous saying is, but the subtle change, it happens more than the direct change.
Right.
And I was thinking to myself, what world right now that I interact with robots? And, there's the only thing I think of right now is when you order anything on the internet, of course, the computers. That's when I say robot, I consider a computer a little bit of a robot. Mm-hmm. But there's a rare chance that person gets the email, a human being goes, I have to fulfill this order. I have to go over here and find it across these crates and find the baseball cap he ordered, and I got to put this in this package, and I have to walk it over to, the post office and give it to the post office and take care of it. I think it's what do you think, 30%, 40% robots do that?
Probably. I think it's, like the Amazons and the UPSs and the FedExes of the world are more human-based than we may think. If you look, I remember during the holidays, I saw UPS trucks with them tables outside, and it was like a scene out of a Castaway where they had to look at each box. Okay, this is national, this is local, and a lot of machines I don't think could do that.
Well, like I saw a machine that folds clothes for you.
I saw that, and I want one.
And I'm thinking, well, if you watch it, it takes just about the same amount of time waiting than actually folding your clothes.
And you have to set it up just right.
So I'm thinking to myself, why would I want that? Unless it's just I'm really horrible at folding. But
it's cool.
But I feel like after 100 hours of folding, I get a little better at it. And
yeah, I want it just because it's cool. No, I love folding clothes.
And I was thinking about going to McDonald's and ordering from a screen. I haven't been to McDonald's in a while, but I'm surprised they don't already do that, just because I feel like it would speed up their process a little bit more.
Being one of the screen users, because at the old hotel, we had a McDonald's next door and they had the screens. No one used them. The people who used them hated them. And I tried it myself, and it was the most obnoxious. It took 5 times as long.
Really?
I could have just walked up and said, number 4 with cheese, hold the pickles and onions, supersize. Boom, done. This was beep, beep, beep. Now, the new freestyle Coke machines they have there, where it's you push the buttons. Okay, I want a Dr. Pepper with cherry and vanilla, and that's cool because you have some kind of control, because it's not replacing anyone per se. You still be getting your Coke, under
well, if anything, they like that because they don't have to do that.
Right. So the ordering kiosk at McDonald's, that is, I'll be surprised if. I would not be surprised if they yank them out within the next 2 years. Like they're gone. It was an experiment. I think it was McDonald's response to the people. We want $15 an hour. Oh yeah, we're going to replace you with the screen. Well, it kind of blew up in their face because no one likes it.
Well, imagine. Okay, well, if I'm thinking of it as a business. So say you have 3 cashiers, right? Mm-hmm. Say you take one of those cashiers away and then just have a kiosk, 2 kiosks or 3 kiosks. I think in the long run you'll save money.
You may, but let's take it to the local, Randall's or Kroger's where you have your self-checkout. When that first started, a lot of people were really upset. They're like, no, someone's supposed to bag my groceries for me. I should get a discount. But it settled down, and sometimes you want the checker to do it for you. And sometimes you're just in a hurry, and you know what? That line's big.
When they always wondered about those self-checkouts, they don't put a limitation on items.
Some of them do. They say try to keep it under 15, but, they don't.
Because it works really well if you go and get a bag of dog food or something. You're just you're in and out. Mm-hmm. But every time my habit of going to the grocery store, if I have more than 15 items, especially if they're heavier, I'm just going to check out. Like I'm not going to this kiosk thing.
But see those self checkouts,
especially if you have alcohol. Like I always, for some reason, when you buy beer, like you buy like a 6-pack and you go to the kiosk, somehow it's always takes longer.
Well, yeah, because that one you gotta show your push the button to call the attendant,
and of course the attendant is either like on the phone or not paying or working or doing something else. So it's gonna take 45 seconds to a minute and a half for the person to come over here. Let me see your ID. Boop, 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 boop.
And so it gives people the choice, and that's the thing. Is as far as I can tell, I don't believe anyone lost a job
how
at
much
Randall's.
Money people steal. Food wise, because they have that like real sensitive thing where if you don't put it in the bag or thing, it's like boop boop. Everyone
you could try putting a big pen and not pocketing it, and it'll catch you. But that's the thing. I don't think anyone actually lost their job at Randall's because of the self checkout. I think it increases efficiency, but you still need the same manpower to stock the shelves better or to have the people. Okay, hey, I rung this up, but it's showing that I have to put it in my bag. Or here's my ID for the beer. So you still need people there. It's the same thing with McDonald's. The kiosk is there as a novelty. Maybe 3 people out of 100 might use it. And because as the novelty, hey, check this out. I'm going to do this. But yeah, Walmart, because we were talking mainly off the air about it. For those of you who don't know, Walmart employs 1.5 million people. They're going to give 1 million out of that 1.5 million. So basically 2/3 of their workforce, $1,000 bonuses each. Plus they're upping their minimum wage to $11 an hour. And they say is a direct result of the tax plan, the Trump tax law that just got signed. And more companies are doing this. They're saying because of the Trump tax plan. And that's why I think the media is going to be in a heap load of trouble, because you know how we were saying, hey, wait till February when you have more money in your pay. The proof's in the pudding. And I think, again, people I don't like to think are dumb all the time in a mob mentality. I think they can get equally smart when they realize the writing's on the wall.
Yeah. Well, especially the worst thing about business today is everybody, like especially what JJ said from Centurion, goes the FANG stocks. And, it's like Netflix, Amazon, like those are too big. And for them to get dismantled, it's either going to be the government or it's going to be a catastrophic event that happens where Amazon's like, oh, we can't do anything anymore. It's similar to Walmart. Walmart's so big, they make so much cash. It's because one argument was they could have done this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and still afford it. But now with the tax plan, they have a better projection
it's called incentives, people. That's the whole point. Is because like, oh, you could have done years ago. Yeah, but you didn't have to.
People hate Walmart though. Like all spectrums. It's interesting. It's like it's almost like it's a necessary evil in the United States to have a Walmart, because most people who talk about Walmart are like, oh, I don't like going because it's a zoo, or someone gives them a business opinion about it. Oh, they don't pay their employees enough. They don't do healthcare, or something like that.
But here's the thing: that they do healthcare. They do hire 1.5 without Walmart, 1.5 million Americans to be out of jobs.
Isn't that insane?
1.5 million people. Yeah, just so you can hate on them all you want, but we've all shopped there. We make fun of it, especially the people that shop at there, at 3:00 in the morning. But yeah, so with the tax plan, I mean, proof's kind of going to be in the pudding. Now it could go the other way. It could stop at Walmart, and people's worst nightmares in the tax plan could come to light also. And I know that Stephen David was talking about that.
Well, another thing they did, there's a letter from Doug McMillon. McMillon, what a great last name. It's the CEO of Walmart. They also expanded on different other benefits in the company too. So it's not just the hourly raise. They did stuff for maternity leave and all that kind of stuff. One thing that's crazy, and I wonder what other companies do, they will also contribute $5,000 to an employee that wants to adopt.
How cool is that?
I mean, I think that's just kind of random. But then again...
here's the thing, because Sam Walton, who invented Walmart...
He was adopted, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And he also invented Sam's Club. But, a guy of, quote, traditional values. And I know sometimes in some circles that's a dirty phrase, but he believes in adoption over other ways of not having babies. And so that fits.
Can you imagine telling his wife, I don't believe in having babies, this is adopt.
So good on him. Good on Walmart for that. I think more companies are going to be following suit. I think we're going to see some positive stuff. Fingers crossed.
Well, that's one thing I've always wondered, in the beginning of the show, we were talking about dismantling the previous guys or girls' job and what they did. Like, I feel like the things that they would try to dismantle aren't going to be good shown to the public. Because that's the one thing I liked about this tax plan is, if you take away the name Trump on it, is it good? You ask that question.
There was a video where they said it was a Bernie Sanders tax plan and quoted up, oh, yeah, I love it. Oh, did we say Bernie Sanders? We meant Donald Trump. Oh, I hate it. But you just loved it 2 seconds ago. Well, but Trump,
It works. It works. Mornings Lone Star, we're going to take a quick sponsor break, say thank you to them, and we'll be back.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or at 266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
Centurion Wealth Advisors is a veteran-owned business that focuses on building and preserving our clients' wealth while guiding them to achieve their financial goals. This is where your concerns get addressed and help you start to breathe easier. Discover us in downtown Conroe, Texas. Visit our website at centurionwa.net or reach us by phone at 936-756-1974. Centurion Wealth Advisors. Now let's get your financial house in order.
Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave.
Hey, we're back.
Welcome back, 1031 Mornings Lone Star.
Already.
Yeah, we're going to do a quick music break in a bit. Right now, see you later. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're back. Hey, got a couple of birthdays of note today.
That's true. Rick, the Reluctant Cowboy's wife's birthday's today. Sherry, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sherry.
Happy birthday. And our neighbor, Jason from Conroe Coffee's birthday's today.
That's
Happy
right.
birthday to him.
Let's buy him a cup of coffee for his birthday and just really
I bet
annoy
he'll
the heck
real
out of him.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
he'll. Hey, Jason, cup of coffee on us, okay? Make it a double shot.
I always wanted to get him a Rascal because Jason's the kind of guy I can see using the Rascal every day.
What's a rascal?
The scooter for disabled folks.
Oh, that's what they're called.
But he's not disabled, but I can see him still using it.
Oh, he would milk that one so hard.
And it'd just be, especially when he goes around town. He goes off these high curbs.
Well, here's the thing. He should have it tied to the back of his Corvette. Just hop in the Corvette into the little rascal. But we love them both. Happy birthday to Sherry and Jason. Cups of coffee on us all around. First round's on us. And when I say us, I mean Dick.
All right.
Yeah, whatever. So we're having some great conversations today, again, on the air and off the air. And we'd love to have you be a part of it. If you have any ideas on topics, give us calls. 936-647-3776. Hit us up on Messenger, on Facebook, MW Lone Star, or call Dick's private cell. If you know the number, abuse it. That's what I do. We were looking at local news. We're talking about the political landscape is really, really heating up. Early voting starts February 20th, so that's only 6 weeks away. That's right around the corner. And if you think that early voting doesn't matter, I will remind people of the recent Woodlands Township elections, where there was an incumbent who kind of went off on a Twitter rant from time to time. And she kind of, I called it the Hillary effect. She just knew she was going to be reelected, so she didn't really reach the people, the voters. And there was this upstart who was even a Democrat. And we're talking the Woodlands here. And this Democrat cleaned the incumbent's clock in early voting. And so voting day, it was pretty, they had the breakdown. Voting day, the votes were pretty even. But the Democratic challenger to this incumbent totally just wiped her out with early voting. And so there's a power there. Now, there are pros and cons for early voting. A big reason for early voting is you may wait till the day and then the lines are too long. There's that. Number two, on the day of voting, you have to go to your particular precinct polling place, which may not be convenient to get to. Sometimes it's a school auditorium. Sometimes it's smack dab in the middle of traffic. Whereas with early voting, you can go to multiple areas. They're all open. Now, some of the cons. Let's say I early vote for Trump for the next election, and then a week later, proof comes out that he likes goats. He likes to take them out on long moonlit walks. My vote is cast. I can't uncast that vote. I can't change my mind. So you have to be pretty confident in your candidate to early vote for that person or people. Because again, you can't just go, okay, I'm going to vote for this candidate today and then I'll come back to vote for the rest. You got to vote for the whole slate.
Yeah, I guess especially with local politics, a lot of people aren't familiar with what's going on.
Right, and it's a daily changing thing. Look at Montgomery County police reporter. look at, which actually started a little web series thing of some videos, kind of cool. Some of the people that actually been in the studio are showing up on those. The Courier, there's a new magazine, the Montgomery County Republican Review, where, you get bios and platforms of these candidates. And there will be Democratic Review coming out too.
Who's doing that?
Clifton Consulting, and the Magnolia, the Young Republicans Club of Magnolia High Schools, and that's plural because there are two of them, put together this magazine with Clifton Consulting. And I got an early peek at it because I got to proofread it and stuff. And so a lot of information about candidates that you just don't know. And some candidates wouldn't respond. And to me, that kind of even tells you about that candidate. If you have 3 guys running for a position and 2 guys respond, and the third guy, just by repeated calls, doesn't respond with just, what do you stand for? What are your qualifications? Then it's like, okay, if you can't be bothered to take 10 minutes to answer this, even your lack of an answer to me is an answer sometimes. But
I should just have an auto voicemail saying, if you're trying to call me, here are my answer.
Yeah, that's a great idea. But because there's one thing I love more than a voter, and that's an educated voter. I love educated voters. Here's the thing. I love people who vote, but a lot of people will vote for on the moment. And that's why the popular vote can't win. That's why you have to have an electoral college.
You think about the internal dialogue you have when you're over there at the booth. And you're like, I know that person. I know that person. Oh, man, I don't know that person. How do I?
That's why I can't go alphabetical.
I could decide the fate of this person.
Close your eyes and just hit it. And that's why the ballots aren't alphabetical, because when in doubt, you go for A,
Ma'am, is there a random button?
Right. Everybody be conscientious. Vote twice. I'm joking. But do vote. I encourage you, but also be educated when you vote. And especially if you early vote, again, the candidates are usually there or their representatives. Hey, be in no hurry. I'm the guy that I'll stand out there for 30 minutes talking to the candidates, grilling them, seeing how they interact with me or my daughter, and just make some educated decisions. If you don't know the person or you have no idea what this amendment means, you don't have to vote on it. You can just vote for your favorites if and you want, but you can't go back. So keep an ear out and an eye out on the local media, especially here. We want to get more political candidates in the studio. Dick and I are working hard on that. We've had a couple already, some great ones from both sides of the spectrum, Republicans, Democrats, county treasurer,
check it out on
congressman.
YouTube.
Yeah, check us out on YouTube. We love them all. Civil discourse. That's the whole name of the game here at Mornings with Lone Star when talking with political candidates. And also there are some candidate forums coming up now, or they're actually already in progress. In fact, there's one tonight. I can't remember where, but if you look in the, Woodlands Online or Conroe Courier or any calendars, you'll find where these are. This is where the candidates show up and they answer questions and get to meet them.
I want to ask them when we get someone who makes policy changes in the area, like especially city council, is what's the deal with Seattle doing soda tax, but not taxing Starbucks?
Right? Because soda bad because it has sugar in it. Michelle Obama didn't like sodas.
Well, I know it's just kind of odd that and then we're not talking about when you go to McDonald's and get a soda. It's talking about anything that's like basically bottled,
right?
And the sugar amount in those cappuccino things made by Starbucks, I mean, probably outweighs some soda pop drinks you buy, like literally in the next area.
I remember talking with Vicky LeBeau yesterday from Texas S Diet when I pointed out that a can, like a 9-ounce can of Slim Fast, has more sugar than like a liter bottle of Coca-Cola. Yeah.
Well, especially when you look at sugar and you see that the new Coke Zero, whatever, has 0 sugars in it. I'm like, what's in it then? like, can you explain to me?
Unicorn belches.
Yeah. Well, we'll be right back. We're going to listen to a couple tunes and we're going to close out the show. We're going to talk about the sugar tax. Sugar tax. Sugar tax. You're listening to Mornings with Lone Star. We'll be right back.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
Centurion Wealth Advisors is a veteran-owned business that focuses on building and preserving our clients' wealth while guiding them to achieve their financial goals. This is where your concerns get addressed and help you start to breathe easier. Discover us in downtown Conroe, Texas. Visit our website at centurionwa.net or reach us by phone at 936-756-1974. Centurion Wealth Advisors. Now let's get your financial house in order.
Hey, it's 10:48. We got a few minutes left before we close it down today. Whee! Mornings with Lone Star with Dick and Skippy. Thankfully sponsored by Conroe Coffee, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, and Centurion Wealth Advisors. We love you guys. Peace. Hold on. You can't see it, but I'm doing the whole chest thump, kissing myself and pointing a finger up, saying we love you guys. Yeah. So I got some breaking news. Give me the breaking news sound effect there.
Crack!
That's not, I was expecting the, but I'll take the crack. Yeah, never mind. Moving on. So, Dianne Feinstein, breaking news here. Senator Dianne Feinstein, Democratic Senator Dianne
When you
Feinstein.
say an article, you got to say where it's from, though, by the way.
Okay.
You can't just keep pulling this stuff out of your crack.
Absolutely. I love to crack. Okay, so this is from Fox News, but it's been, but no, hold on.
Hold on. You know what's funny?
Second source.
Before you get to this, I don't know if you saw this, but LA Fitness is apparently banning all
Yeah, I saw
news
that.
channels. And I was like, well, there goes like a third of all their viewers.
Well, no, I think actually people come in because here's the thing. When I go to a restaurant, I'm not a CNN fan at all. Just
Can you put on C-SPAN for me?
well, that's me. Yeah. How about C-SPAN 2? There's a spelling bee going on there. So I'm not a fan of, like Luby's has ESPN and Fox News and CNN and MSNBC, and I'll tend to, choose my seating accordingly. But so Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein, and here's the thing. She could easily be a Republican senator. I don't care. But what she did the other day was released some transcripts from the Fusion GPS CEO to the House Intelligence Subcommittee, his testimony.
So are those testimonies aren't public usually?
No, they are
Okay.
not public.
Okay.
And this is because this is for the House Intelligence. So this is like high level stuff is being talked about, possible classified information. And the other day, though this the actual interview took place back in August, the other night she just decided on her own to release 312 pages, I believe, over 300 pages of testimony to the public, with her assertion being, well, this is so no one gets the story wrong. No one quotes them wrong. Now,
Donald Trump kind of thing, Jr. and all that kind of stuff.
right. And so this is, a lot of people on both sides were like, well, how can you do this? There's no other investigation on the planet that you would be allowed to do this. Well, now she's blaming a bad cold for her reasoning, that she didn't even talk to her own boss or the Senate House Committee, Intelligence Subcommittee chair, Chuck Grassley, who's a Republican from Iowa. She told no one. She just on her own did this. So now she says it's because she had a bad cold, and I will read her actual tweet. The one regret I have is that I should have spoke with Senator Grassley before, and I don't make an excuse, but I've had a bad cold, and maybe that slowed down my mental facilities a little bit. You think? And again, I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, you don't release stuff like that. But this is the other thing that kind of staggers me. From this release, we learned that the CEO of Fusion GPS, I've just lost his name, and I know it's a good name. But anyhow, he said that somebody's already died, been killed as a result of the publishing of the dossier. And this is what staggers me, Dick. Maybe you can, I don't know, have a response for this. He didn't elaborate, and none of the senators in this committee asked a follow-up question, like who or circumstances or anything. That's kind of a bombshell, don't you think?
Well, I mean, that's not what they're investigating, so I don't care.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I'm saying. They're kind of so busy about, did Trump order the hit? And it just staggers me that if in any testimony someone says, yeah, someone's already died as a result of this, the first question out of my mouth is going to be, who? What's the circumstance? So very interesting. But Senator Dianne Feinstein, I hope you feel better soon. I hope you get over your cold. Take some NyQuil, or maybe that's what made you do this really ill-advised, questionable move to begin with. And
it happens to the best of us.
It happens to the best of us.
When we get those colds, we start making bad decisions.
What's the worst thing you've done, like under the influence of legal medications?
Probably falling asleep when I shouldn't have. I don't really know.
There you go. I remember one time I threw my back out, and this was like when I was a young man, so don't make an age joke about this. They gave me this liquid codeine, and in my haze, I accidentally quadrupled the dose of codeine. And I don't know if have you ever been on codeine? No. I could like do backflips and stuff and contort myself, and I could hear my back screaming at me, stop, but I didn't care because I could, it was like this wall is between. That was like the worst thing I've ever done, because then eventually the codeine wore off, and not good news for Skippy on that day.
Now than when we started.
That's right. But yeah, we could be careful when they say 2 teaspoons every 4 hours. Don't take 2 tablespoons every 2 hours.
That's why I have a nurse for a fiance.
That's why. Okay.
She can do that math, and it's kind of impressive what she can do when she does conversions and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's pretty impressive. You listen to Mornings Lone Star, folks. We're closing it out.
We are?
Yeah, we're going to be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We are Montgomery County's morning radio show here every weekday, 9 to 11 on irlonestar.com worldwide. And, of course, Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you're just now joining us, we do have a full lineup today on Lone Star Community Radio. Check it out, irlonestar.com. Today's show is brought to you by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. CleanSweepOfficeCleaning.com. Conroe Coffee, located in downtown Conroe, right next to the station. Visit them online at visitconroecoffee.com. And, of course, Centurion Wealth Advisors, building and preserving our clients' wealth and guiding them to achieving their financial goals. That's right, Centurion Wealth Advisors. That's centurionwa.net. It is 10:54. If you missed today's show, we do podcast it on iTunes and Google Play, and you can watch our special guests on YouTube or listen to the entire podcast on YouTube, too. So there you go.
There you go. Good morning. Lots of topics today. I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings.
It is Friday, and it's supposed to hit the 70s tomorrow?
I think so.
And then drop off.
Drop down to like the 30s and 20s.
So equivalent to a roller coaster, we're now going up the hill. Click, 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 click. And then you scream. There's a good scene in Sharknado 3 with a roller coaster.
Does it go into the shark's mouth?
Oh, it's pretty phenomenal.
I gotta watch it.
All right, folks. We'll see you later.
Peace.
You shine can't be seen. Baby, I can pay you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels.
Thank you for checking out this production of Lone Star Community Radio. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station. Don't forget to check out this show and many others across the Lone Star Community Radio Network, either live on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, the Lone Star Internet Radio app, or irlonestar.com's live audio stream, and on replay on podcast, Channel 12's Our City TV in Conroe, or Channel 21 KVQT in Houston, and of course their YouTube channel. This production is copyrighted and all rights are reserved by Lone Star Community Radio. Have a question regarding this program or other Lone Star Community Radio shows? Want to sponsor or start your own show? Call the station message line at 936-647-3776 or email the station
at lscrstudios@gmail.com.